Hey, what's up, chatters? I'm Sneakwa.
I'm Ashley.
And I'm Nikisha.
And we're your hosts of Coffee and Chat.
Please share this video, post it on your page so all your family and friends can join along with us. Also, go follow us on Instagram, Coffee and Chat _co, and Twitter, Coffee and Chat Co. Also, we're on YouTube. You can find us at youtube.com/Coffee Chat.
Sweet.
Yay.
So, we're excited. It's the holidays. Tonight is our last show of this season. We are going to be back in February, right? We wanted to take off the Mondays before the holidays, and so right after Christmas, of course, we have New Year's. So this is going to be a night of encouragement, talk about holidays, just really just encourage you, fill your cup all night, because you know what? We need it. We all need it. And man, we're not going to see y'all till 2019. So we're here. We're for it. We are just glad that you guys joined us for these past few months as well. So I don't know. What y'all doing?
We're wrapping up
right.
Season 2. I'm just like, wow. Shout out to my sister. Happy birthday, boo.
Happy birthday.
Oh, Jazz, I just seen you.
Oh, my sister's birthday was yesterday.
Oh, we're twins. Thank you. I didn't have a birthday. My husband's birthday was on. It was on the 15th. No, that's good. Happy birthday to the siblings of these two.
Yeah, and to her boo.
To my boo. Mm-hmm.
Oh, we learned a new word today. The nibblings.
Nibblings.
What's that post? I saw that.
What is it?
Right, nibbling. So one of our friends had posted, like, why is there not a word that talks about, like, that describes, like nieces and nephews? Like, so you know, if you say my daughter or my kids, and it's like, you don't have to say son
Children
or
parents,
children.
my siblings,
Yeah.
instead of saying brothers and sisters. So there is a word.
Mm-hmm.
So it's nibblings, like siblings, but since nephew and niece start with an N, I guess, it's nibblings.
Nibblings.
It's actually in a dictionary.
Yeah.
What?
Yeah, nibblings.
Ain't nobody
Because
gonna
I
buy
was
us.
like, you know, you just, you know, I was like, just say my sister's kids or my brother's kids, you know, type thing, my nibblings.
Nibblings.
But
That sounds a little.
What is you nibbling on? That's
what is right? What you nibbling on? Like, what in the world?
That ain't even what I was
It is
thinking.
just funny,
That was
right?
a whole other word I was thinking
Right.
about. But,
Right.
Oh, dang.
Nibbling.
I'm like, tell me after this show, because I don't even know what you're talking about. Like,
I don't know. Would y'all use that word? Would like,
I'm
is it
using
too
it
late
now.
in the game to
I'm
like
using it
change?
now.
If you gonna use, she said, I'm on it. Yeah. So my nibblings came over this weekend. You'll be like, what?
It had to be those nibblings.
where do you get your nibblings for the holidays?
Right. Them Kiki's nibblings. Like, for real.
I like it.
Well, maybe, I don't know if I'm gonna use it, but you can take the opportunity to educate somebody.
Yeah,
You know what I'm saying? So
absolutely.
maybe, I don't know. I probably won't use it. I'll probably forget. That'd be the only reason I wouldn't use it.
I
But
mean, it's stuck now. Like,
just let me know.
Right.
Let me know when y'all use it, how that goes.
So, we did want to talk about encouragements, but before that, I wanted to do something a little fun and just ask y'all, what is one of y'all's favorite holiday traditions that your family does, or it could be that you do with friends. It could, I don't know, if it's something that's just been going on through the years. What's something that's your favorite?
You can go first.
well, my family's really not big on Christmas. Thanksgiving is our big holiday, but on Christmas Day, like usually we all go to my mom's house. She cooks breakfast, that sort of thing, and then all of my cousins, we try to coordinate a time to get over my grandmother's at the same time. So.
Okay.
Oh, that's good.
Yeah.
Because that would have never happened for us. Getting over there on time. What? We didn't even
On
think to
time.
coordinate the time.
I mean, and
It's
we
just
like,
like, you
hey,
get
what
there
time
when
you going to
you get
Granny's? And we all
Aw.
try to, like, come on.
So y'all can be there same
Yeah.
time. Be all. Oh, y'all
Yeah,
cute.
we're
We're actually my little family, which is me, my husband, and my son. We're kind of trying to build new traditions because we've been married for 3 years, and our first year was like, are we going to celebrate Christmas? Do we not? Is this type thing? So last year we finally decided to we really like Christmas. We enjoy it. And so we haven't really come up with a tradition yet or something that we want to do, but my family does. My larger family, or my extended family, I would say, they come together. Some of them come together and make homemade pizzas on Christmas Eve. and just kind of chill and talk. And since I love pizza, that's my love language is
literally.
pizza. Right, my own love language is pizza. Talk pizza to me. It's really cool because my cousins, they're cooks for real, and so they get
Oh
down,
yes,
so.
the reception, wasn't it? Nope.
Oh, not him, but yeah, he is part of the family. But yes,
Not that cook.
not that cook though. No, seriously, I have not that nibbling. I have a family of self-proclaimed chefs and actual professional chefs. They are really, we like to eat. Okay, so but that's one.
That's what's up. For me, growing up, my favorite tradition we haven't done in a few years. Obviously, we're grown, but my mother used to always on Christmas Eve buy us new pajamas that we all put on. So we unwrapped our new pajamas, so we would all have it on, and we would Coco movie, something like that. And then of course the next day it was really for her photo op. She still want us to look crazy when she was taking pictures, to be honest. So she was fresh pajamas, stay cute while they taking the picture. But I loved it. My sister actually brought it up for this year. Mm-hmm. I don't know if it's going to really happen because we didn't really coordinate it in time. I would love to, in the future, maybe every family get a matching pajama set. So, my family have said, my sister, my nib.
You better enforce.
I'm so corny.
You jumped on it.
Why am I so weak, though? I'm so corny, y'all. But,
no, that's good. Your sisters, your nibblings.
I'm sorry.
No, you good.
They have their own set. I would love to do that. But for my own family tradition, we are, of course, setting ours. Going forward, we decided that we want to make the focus of Christmas more on service. Actually the attributes of Christ, or even the attributes of what St. Nicholas is known for, and actually serve others in a way. So we're trying to take the focus off of our children just getting these elaborate gifts, where we don't mind lavishing gifts on our children. I still think that's a beautiful thing to just show them that they're worth it, but we want it to be more merit-based. So at the end of the school year, we will probably have a big gift giving when they're older, and their birthday, stuff like that. Just maybe it's just a special day for them. But on Christmas, we're going to try to serve. This year, we're not sure. We talked about going to an old folks home or something like that because they just love kids. But we're still trying to figure that out.
Oh, wow. That's awesome. I feel like you have the, kind of the freedom to do that when you have your own family. And it's because that was one big thing for us when we got married. It was you kind of bring your family traditions into the family, and then you don't realize that you're kind of straining the family. Well, this is what we do, and this is what we do. It's okay, but you actually have room and that freedom to build and to start your own journey together. And so I think that was part of the first little, marriage woes that we had. But I think that's cool, man.
That's a real thing to figure out.
And it's exciting.
Who's doing what and who's going to whose house and.
How is that? Because I know you have a blended family, and then your family is out of town. So how do y'all manage that?
That's something we still haven't figured out. I'm just gonna be honest. Part of it, it sounds good to say, oh, we'll do Thanksgiving here and we'll do Christmas there, and we'll just change each year. But I don't see my family often. And holidays are a time that I know my husband has a good chunk of time blocked off for work. Okay. So for me, it's kind of hard to be I'm just going to actually stay here. And I'm just so although we planned it each year, we stay here, I've always been hey, could we please? And he's all right, come on. We just get in the car and we try to make it work. So Thanksgiving is one that we've interchanged each year. That's been easier. But Christmas to this day, we're still doing a portion either before Christmas Eve. We'll spend time before Christmas Eve, then come here for Christmas, or we'll spend time here before Christmas until Christmas Eve, and then go up there for Christmas. So
compromise.
Yeah, we're figuring it out. So this coming weekend, we'll be in Cleveland, and we'll be back for Christmas.
Awesome. So. We actually, I have a very unique situation. My husband doesn't celebrate holidays, so in our home, we don't celebrate Christmas. Feast of dedication. He's let's go back to the holy days, the days that God said, in the Bible, this is what we're supposed to celebrate and that sort of thing. But so it's been easy. You know what I mean? I shouldn't say easy. It hasn't been that struggle.
Okay.
And then the same thing for my bonus baby, because we celebrate, you know, different holidays in our home. It's not a struggle to get her to, you know, during that time, because it isn't a big national holiday going on. So.
Okay. That's cool. So yeah, we want to even know you guys. What are y'all doing? You know, for Christmas. What are y'all doing for New Year's? It's about to be 2019.
2019. I can't believe it.
I don't know. It's like, so even thinking about us leaving you guys until February, and clearly there's going to be so much that's going to happen between now and then. I can't even imagine. We're going to beat y'all's ears beat y'all's ears up with the holidays and just everything that's going on within the next couple of months. But I don't know. I just really feel like it's a time to just encourage and to just pour love on. Nikisha was talking about serving, and that is one way that we are able to serve one another. It's free, and we don't have to, you know, figure out how much it's going to cost. Like literally just being able to dig from those wells that are inside of our heart and to just love on you guys. And so I could just start off by, one, this has been a phenomenal time. Just this like coffee and chat, this vision, this time to spend with these two. It's just really been good. Well, actually, these us 5,
right,
and then 6 with Sid, who's usually taking our pictures. But it's just really opened me up in a way to just like not just be vulnerable and transparent, but just be myself. I feel like when I come here on Mondays, it's like, man, like I could put my mommy card down, my wife card down. I mean, you know, it's not, whatever. I'm not going to even over-explain tonight because I ain't doing it. I can put my mommy card down. I can put my wife's card down. I don't have, like, I could just be myself, be with my girls, and talk about things that we are doing. Right, where my girls at? Talk about things that we are going through. And it just, this is a time for me of just peace and serenity and healing. Yeah, like this table has literally been a table of healing for me. And so I just want to just say, like, man, enjoy the journey. I know 2018 has been a rough one, you know, for myself and for a lot of other people. But I was thinking at like just last week, like, it has been crazy, but Lord, I'm still alive. Yeah. I still I really have life. Like, I'm not just saying that I'm alive, but I have life, like, flowing through my bones and through my blood. And I can go back on just previous years of when I was depressed, when I was suicidal, when I was, you know, deep in crazy, wicked sin. And just, you know, just my life didn't look like I wanted it to look. And so this week I was just thinking about that, how I'm like, you know what, 2018 it wasn't that bad, you know, it wasn't that bad. I'm here, you know, and I'm stronger. I feel like I'm stronger now than I was at the top of the year. Mm-hmm. And so I'm, you know, and I'm hitting more goals, and I'm just doing more. I'm doing more just for myself, you know, in my heart. Like, my heart has been purged and my heart has been strengthened, and I feel like I love more. You know, it's just so much. I mean, I'm meeting new people. Just, you came into my life in 2018. I'm keeping you for the rest of my life. But yeah, so it's just those things. So I just want to encourage people to enjoy the journey. Even though it's rough, you may hit some roadblocks, you may trip, you may bust your kneecap, okay? But we're able to get back up. And if you feel like you can't, like, just ask God for that strength and that momentum, and even for a support system. That's one thing going into 2019 I am strengthening is my support system, those that are around me. So just ask God to send you those women that could really lift you up, hold you up, strengthen you, and encourage you.
Saniqua smiled so big. She knew she was a part of that support system. She was like,
said, did I?
Yeah.
She said, been true to this. Right. And
that's encouragement. Okay. So, I guess I would say a lot of what Ashley said, to be honest. I really feel that healing that she's talking about too. Like, just know that if y'all don't show up, we're still showing up because we need it.
That's the thing about
it. Seriously.
Right.
And I love love y'all. I've grown in relationship with them. I've known Ashley for years, but I haven't known her like I know her now. Mm-hmm. And I met my long lost twin. And we've actually known each other for a little while too, but we didn't actually really hang out or know each other like that. So I'm just so grateful for these ladies, for just being able to open up to them. I feel like I am a very transparent person, but I'm rarely vulnerable with people. Yeah. And a lot of people get that confused, and they're like, "You're very, no, I share what I want to share with y'all. I'm very transparent. I just got a lot that I've been through, and I don't mind opening up about it, But there's some things, there's a lot of areas that I've yet to open up with people, and I've been able to feel free, with these ladies, and I think that's so amazing. I know there's still some people who you desperately want a community. It's not like you're not looking for one or want support. But I guess I would encourage you in that one, be patient too, because you don't want to just pour out on anyone. It took a while before I can even get to these two ladies I had some years where I feel like, oh man, I have people around me, but I don't have people for real in my life. So, and we talked about that a lot this season. But on top of that, don't be afraid either. If it is someone showing that they genuinely care for you, they support you, they want to love on you, and they even are trying to dig in those areas, feel free to open up a little bit. I know that's not the easiest thing to do. But it's so worth it. It's so worth it. There's no reason we should be going through things alone, because we're actually not going through it alone. Most of us are going through the exact same things together. Yeah. Not together. You're going through it by yourself, but y'all doing it at the same time. That's the crazy thing. But do that. Just try to love on people. Like, what does that really look like? Like, loving on people. And ask yourself that. Like, if you think you're already doing it, sit there and try to figure out what that looks like. What has that been looking like in different people's lives? I'm just trying to get to a place where I'm just more compassionate with people. And I've seen a little bit of that. I've seen like steps to that going forward. And that's not, I think it's a word that we throw out, but it's just like, what does compassion really look like? Because sometimes compassion looks like telling people the truth, that hard truth that hurts. And that's actually compassion. That's really loving on them, seeing maybe the sheep that's scattered and having compassion on them. So I'm trying to learn how to have compassion with people, trying to learn how to, you talked about not shrinking in front of certain people. Like, I feel like I'm a person who people see as like, I'm very social. I'm a social butterfly, but I'm not always confident in every situation. And sometimes my just very extrovert personality is to overcompensate for the fact that I don't always feel like that. Like that's sure. It's true. It's true. It's like it is sometimes, because I don't feel that sure, but I'm like, you know what? I'm gonna do it anyway. I'm just gonna, but I feel like I'm learning to be me more and more.
That's good.
I'm almost 30, and that seems weird to say that. Like, I'm almost 30 and I'm just figuring out who I am and coming into my identity, but I'm okay with that now. I have a lifetime because I am loving on Jesus and I'm knowing him, and I believe that eternal life is my portion, and I believe that I'm going to still be learning more and more as time goes on. So.
That's good, Keith.
Absolutely.
Here I am.
I'm dramatic.
Yeah. You are dramatic. I think it goes 1, 2, 3.
Yay! You hear that, babe? 1, 2, 3.
It depends on the day.
Yeah, it depends on the day.
Y'all interchange. I'm definitely number 1, but y'all interchange.
Because you give us a whole show every week. That's the thing about it. You gonna dance. You gonna dance your testimony, your story, your questions.
Right.
That's it.
So 2018, in the beginning of the year, I was like, Ashley introduced us to Coffee and Chat. You guys, if you were here with us last season, you kind of sort of heard how we got started. But I remember that she was like, so let's do this workbook paper thing to talk about how 2017 went. Do you remember that? Mm-mm. Okay, well, anywho, I was just like, had a kid.
Oh, is that the thing that you brought to the house?
Yes.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Yes. That was your idea.
It was my idea, but she made me do it. I brought it to the table,
idea,
but she enforced it. That's right.
accountable.
She held me accountable, and I just was like, I had a kid. I had another kid. That's all I can say.
It
wasn't
my
my
nibblings. That's life.
They wasn't my nibblings. It was my babies.
Mm-hmm.
I got my daughter a sibling. Like,
Right.
Anywho, from there, looking back now, we wrote the vision. Mm-hmm. We sat and wrote a vision, and every Monday, almost every Monday, we start playing that vision out. Mm-hmm. And so this is just a testament to writing the vision and making it plain, what we already know the Word of God to be. So going into 2019, I'm finding myself back in that same place, writing the vision for what we are going into, what I desire to lay before the throne, and ask God, to bless and to order those steps. And so if there's a vision burning on the inside of you, if there's a passion that you really want to pursue, write it down. Write the vision down. It may tarry. It may take a little bit of time. But those who read it will run after it. It may not be you doing the running. You may just be doing the writing. Mm-hmm. But God will allow that thing to grow feet in due season. So for me, I'm just back to the drawing board. I have decided to take my health serious. Mm-hmm. I had 2 kids under 2, and I did not get a snap back. I got a snap out, snap up,
right,
but not a snap back. And so I said, you know what? I'm going to make my snapback happen in 2019.
Okay, come on,
hello, snatching it right up here like this. Come on,
right.
Come on, 2019, snatching all this up. So I have already decided, and I have already been started that journey. I'm just changing my eating habits and that sort of thing because I want to be active for my children. I want to be able to run the basketball court at 50, 40, 35, and beat them. Yeah. And beat them. Not, trailing behind, out of breath, but, I'm just deciding to take that step to say, you know what, it's not a game. Mm-hmm. Nice. Not the rap game. It's not a game.
You gonna be the bomb too when you're 40. I mean, you the bomb now. But
hey man, you know what? And that is. I'm like, 40. God, I'm doing that planning now to say this is what I want to do. 2019, I will be going over across the waters. Mm-hmm. Yeah, baby, to China, to Shanghai, to spend time with my boo thing. Mm-hmm. I'm so excited about that, and really working our journey together. Without distraction for 2 weeks, and just loving on each other and gaining momentum of what we want to do in our family, how we want to instill things in our children, that sort of thing. So this is like a whole 2018 was like, I got some momentum, but 2019 is like, all right, let's revamp. Kind of know what we want to do, but let's write that vision. So that's where I'm at.
I feel like I wanted to ask you guys, because it's kind of like we kind of gave, some strengths a little bit and, what our journey has looked like. What are some things that you feel like you set your mind to do in 2018 and it just plundered? You just was like, okay, failed. Well, you talked about kind of at the beginning or the end of 2017, you want to do this workbook and kind of get that, and then you just was fried it up. But are there any things you can think about that you put your mind to, and that it's just you looking back at your journal I said I was going to do that, but I didn't
One
do
thing, it seems to be very, I don't know, non-meaningful, but I said I was going to polish my nails every show. I got halfway through. I did. And
that's a real thing, though.
I did finish strong. It was something small, but I was like, I wanted to polish my nails, so I was like, you know what, we're going to pick that up next season. Okay. There are a lot of things. I ain't going to lie to y'all. I really have, a huge, plan in my head. It'd be, huge. And then, it'd be yep, and fall. Nope, didn't do it. Didn't finish it. Didn't come, it didn't happen. But, I have literally in like the last 3 weeks really been challenging myself with my diet. Like, nope, I'm not doing it. I'm just going to take this thing serious. But I have dropped the ball many times on just a lot of stuff. I'm gonna take my kids to the library, 3 times a week. We went the first 3 times in 1 week, and guess what? Ain't seen the library. Don't even, you know what I'm saying? Don't know a book. You know what I mean? But the thing for me is like, putting that plan out there. I have made a plan to be like, you know what? I'm gonna organize this, like my whole house. That was gonna be organized. I just get to the organized ain't came yet. It's just not there. But I'm not giving up.
That's good.
I ain't giving up on stuff. And when, my husband points stuff out, I'm like, you know what, let me take care of that right now. Let me get on it, because I really do desire to do certain things, but sometimes it just don't work out like that for me.
Yeah, that's real. I feel like listening to you, like I set like 4 major goals for this year, and I believe I accomplished all of them, but them little small goals that I ain't tell nobody about,
Schmediums.
Them little schmedium goals, woo! Like, what? I've been, one thing, we were talking about the things that I failed at. I'm not going to talk about the little consistencies that I had. So, my weight, bro. Like, I've lost weight. I've maintained weight. I've lost weight and maintained weight, but I did not go beyond the maintaining. You know what I'm saying? My desire, I ain't going to tell y'all my desire to how many pounds I really want to lose, because I don't need y'all sliding in my DMs trying to tell me, you know what I'm saying, how to get there now. But, like that was a struggle. If I think about last season and how it was, I could just think about how my hair was and everything. I'm like, man, I really wanted to do this thing, but I fell off so many times. But what I've learned in this season or in that season is not just setting a goal and trying to change a behavior, but asking myself why I do the things that I do.
Yes.
And so when I partner the why to the, the behavior that I want to change, then it will help me a lot. And so basically, I was listening to a really good podcast by a woman named Jordan L. Dooley. It's called She Podcast. If you ever have a chance to get out there, find it on Castbox or iTunes. But she was basically just talking about some relational stuff, and I was like, man, she was just talking about how you really have to set up a system to help you, to reach your goals. And that's where I'm finding out, like, in my weight and wanting to clean my house. Like, I've been doing really good with cleaning and, some of those things. But there are some times that I just fail. I'll be tired. Like, today I was tired. I walked out the coffee and chat and looked back at my room like, I was like, I'm going to get you tomorrow, I promise. I'm going to get you tomorrow, a little shirt over there, little shoes. I'm going to pick y'all up tomorrow. But I couldn't do it today. I was just tired. But I feel like there has been many fails, But another thing is I am not defining myself by my failures, by the things that I have not done correctly. And I think we do that a lot as women. I just say women because this is who we're talking to. But I feel like we do that a lot. And so I'm learning not to define myself. Like, I may fail, but I'm not a failure. I may make mistakes, but I am not a mistake type thing. And being able to constantly tell myself that, because we're going to miss the mark sometimes.
Yeah.
We're all on this journey of, sanctification with the Lord, and a journey of just knowing who we are, a journey of discovering who we are, what to do. And some things are just literally bad behaviors, or what we learned in psychology are learned behaviors, stuff that you've seen people do. You've been doing it. They've been doing it all their life. You do it all your life, and you just trying to get out the rut, type thing. So, I mean, finances, I think about it like, man, I've been storing them a little bit better, but did I reach the mark that I was trying to? No, or let's say, wait, finances, just those things that I had on my plate. And so, I say that I wanted to know about the failures before Kiki said it, because I just want you to know that you're not a failure. Yeah. We are going to fail in some things, but that's not who you are. Like, we can laugh at them, let them roll off our back, and make it a conscious decision in our mind to do better, So,
yeah, I get let your failures teach you. Like, it's all a learning process. Like, even I'm going to the Bible, but I even think of like how the Lord even sets us through tests and trials in order to sanctify us and actually enrich our faith. Mm-hmm. So, we are supposed to fail. Like, we're actually not supposed to succeed at everything. We're actually supposed to fail in some areas so that we learn and we grow. So not saying to just be a failure and be okay with that, but it's okay. Mine will be, I really wanted to get back and dance. I really wanted to get my body together so that I can get back and dance. I didn't necessarily have a weight goal, but I had a strength and endurance goal. Okay. And I'm very aware of my body, so I know where an extra pound is and where it's different stuff. So I wanted to get my muscle mass back up. I wanted to tie back together this third abdominal that is still loose from my last child. Yes, I do know that my abdominals are separated. I can feel it. I know it. I can feel it. I needed to thread back together, okay? Jeez. But I haven't been doing everything. I did have a portion where I was really doing really well, and some events took place, and they kind of fell off. So that was really coffee and chat, staying consistent in this, and dance was really the only two goals I really gave myself, because I didn't want to overload myself. I wanted to have something I feel like I can really be consistent in and pour myself completely into it. And I'm trying to learn how to do that instead of just being all over the place. Because that's my mind. My mind, I want to do every single thing. And I forget that I'm literally a feeble human. I'm like, you cannot do it all. Yeah. So, 2 was enough for me. And that was honestly my husband's thing too. Like, I had like 4 or 5, and he was like, I want you limited to 2. And I'm like... Wait, I wasn't feeling like that at first. Like, why are you trying to limit me? Hey, he's kind of like, because I know you. It's real. I need you to actually focus on stuff. So I actually failed at it. I stayed consistent with coffee chat.
That's
50%,
good.
But
That's good.
I didn't do good with that. But on top of that was just like figuring out not just a hobby, but a skill set that I actually want to grow in. And I had a few on my head, and I think it's really sewing. I think I really want to learn how to sew. Guys, don't talk about me. My grandfather is actually a tailor. I should know how to sew already. But I wasn't that child trying to learn up under him at the time. Now I'm like, grandpa, and he's miles away, and I'm like, can you teach me? And Slayford Bay, I fell off in some way.
I fell off in the Slayford Bay.
Oh, trust me. I know I fell off. I came home yesterday
I really wanted to do that, because I mean, don't get me wrong, I think we're supposed to just pour out and give ourselves and serve and stuff like that, especially with our children, but like, I just felt like even me neglecting myself wasn't just me. It was neglecting my husband. It was neglecting my daughter, who's going to look up and see an image of what a woman should be when she grow up. So, even neglecting my son, looking up like what should, what should I be looking like look for a woman. I know that's not just a physical thing, but the point of it is like, if you look better, you feel better. If you feel better, you do better. And like, I literally, when I look a mess half time, I feel a mess half time. I'm doing mess. And that's mess. And that's just kind of being real. And I wanted to do Slayford Bay, honestly, because I didn't want to, I wanted to really target those things that did get me in a rut. Like I talked to y'all in 2017, after having my daughter, I had a really hard time, and I realized a lot of it was based on me staying in the house and not getting myself out and actually doing something, me not trying to put effort into actually my looks or my body, or, just my mind, just sitting there doing useless stuff. So I just wanted to hit those things on the nail. I've done much better. I looked better than 2017. But there's a ways to go. And I got ready on Mondays for coffee and chat. If anything, I was ready on Mondays. But I will say, with all that, however, I have found a lot more peace in motherhood. I think a lot of even some of my desires to do more things was like, oh, can I use this to bring income in? And it's like, lately I've been having to sit down like, your husband actually makes enough to support you and the whole family. what is this thing? Like, what is this that you just feel like you have to have your own? Like, if you ask him for money, he'll give it to you. You know that. Why is it a problem that you just feel like you know, why do you feel like a child? Because you're asking him.
That's a 2019.
Wow. Well, it's a whole 2019. I know we're over time, so we're going to wrap up. But that's a whole mindset that I'm trying to break, because, like, to me, I'm like, no, just give me a certain amount each month. Just put a siphon in. I feel like, you know, then it's like I can control it. That's the word right there. Control. And I'm just like, ooh, so like she said, that's 2019. That's something I'm still working through. I'm not there. But I have become more content and just staying home with my children. I've just been more grateful for their lives lately. Being okay with the house being a mess sometimes, although I've been doing much better with keeping up with my chores. But I've just been a little more content with, like, it's not there today, but we had fun.
Yeah.
We actually had a whole education portion, and we did good. We might have hit the library up. We ain't been in the video either. We need to go too. But we got to go see the train set in Maine. Like, they got the whole train at Maine Library. Yep. But, yes, that's it. That's it.
We love y'all. Man, y'all are awesome. You guys are awesome. You've been encouraging us. We show up for y'all. We show up for ourselves, but we show up for y'all. We show up for Jesus. But yeah, this is it till February 2019. I'm not gonna cry. No, it's okay. No, I'm not gonna cry. Forget all that. I ain't crying. I love y'all. We love y'all.